11 knockouts, 9 submissions, 11 decisions. Is Michel Pereira any good? I want us to take a look into the curious case of Michel Pereira. For those unfamiliar with this man, brace yourselves. You're about to witness a fighter so dynamic, he's out here inventing new moves that should be illegal. But somehow, he keeps getting away with them. And for those of you who think you understand the style of Michel Pereira, stay tuned for a deep dive of this man's unhinged fighting abilities. Get ready to journey into the mind of a dangerous karate fighter paired with a legendary amount of Brazilian autism. A fighter whose regional record showcases a lot of questionable opponents, to say the least, but he's made an impressive transition into the UFC, and now must face its top dogs. Michel is an exceptional MMA athlete, that is undeniable, but that doesn't mean he deals with pressure well. He has plenty of skill and violent methods, but being the instinctual fighter he is, paired with the desire to please the crowd, he's been known to underperform. But as he eventually bumped his head into the ceiling at welterweight, he made a wise choice to direct his career to the middleweight division. And so far, so good, more or less. Big fan of this decision. His weight cuts looked atrocious. He's looking for a bounce back this weekend against Abus Magomedov, in a fight which will pit two fast starters against each other. Let's see what happens. But first, Demolidor needs to be studied. His style is one of a kind, and I want to know if he has overachieved or is really just getting started with his career. 45 pro fights at 31 years old is insane, by the way. Michel Pereira, a flashy showman with enough athletic ability and cunning to keep things competitive. Strike accuracy, 54%. Strikes landed per minute, 4.4. Strikes absorbed per minute, 4.2. Takedown average, 1.2. Since moving up to 185 pounds, he is not shooting for takedowns anymore, and seems more intent on finding the chin and collecting 3 checks. Submission average, 0.8. He is a black belt and can get it done by sub. He's done it 9 times in the pro scene, so this isn't just a striker we're dealing with here. Takedown accuracy, 52%. Strike defense, 53%. Takedown defense, 77%. For the record, this stat looked more like 90 or 95% before his recent loss to Fluffy Hernandez, where he was taken down 10 times on Hernandez's 29 attempts. Those are Marab level numbers right there. Knockdown average, 0.3, and an average fight time of 10 minutes, 50 seconds. And this is how Michel Pereira is most likely to win a fight. By gliding around the cage for as long as he needs to before you succumb to his powerful blitzes. He does a great job at sensing finishes, but if he can't crack through his opponent's defense, the fight starts to look a lot different. He's great at exploiting weak areas in his opponents and capitalizing with either powerful punches or sinking in submissions. But if his opponent never presents one, then he will be left to his karate style at range and forced to win a point battle, which he's honestly pretty good at too. I'm aware of his gas tank issues, but for 3 rounds at a moderate pace, he's a tricky customer for the most part. Strengths are fast twitch, crowd pleaser, and 2 black belts, karate and BJJ. Weaknesses are hates pressure and hates prolonged wrestling. Michel wins by leveraging his physical gifts over his opponent, being faster, thinking quicker, and not being afraid to be unpredictable. He takes a lot of risks, like too many. And he wins by having fun, simply put. Here's a short list of signature moves that I collected that he's quite fond of. Backflipping, running off the side of the cage, slapping his opponent, capoeira kicks, breakdancing, and many more. Demolidor loses by blowing out the majority of his cardio, doing ineffective techniques or showboating. The style that gives him the most issues is a pressure-heavy wrestler who can stay calm in the face of a wild man and avoid vicious attacks. With a UFC record of 9-3, Michel begs the question as to how he's notched so many victories having such a glaring set of weaknesses. We can look at a few key traits like his explosiveness and athletic talent, but his overall MMA game is quite hindered by the empty-headed decisions he tends to make. Best performance? His 1-minute win over Andre Petroski. Pereira hit Petroski with his highly dangerous fast start and caught him with a straight right down the pipe. Now, Petroski is known as a bit of a glass cannon, but still. This is exactly the type of performance that Michel is capable of and should seek to replicate in every fight if he cares about winning. Most fun, his shocking loss to Tristan Connolly. Tristan Connolly is no longer in the UFC and was a featherweight fighter. Michel Pereira is a middleweight. How did he manage to lose this? By breakdancing during the walkout, backflipping throughout the fight, and landing nothing of significance. He gassed himself out with theatrics. Don't get me wrong, this fight is like no other, and is a perfect demonstration of how fundamentals will get you the win. not the flashy shit. Connolly survived an early onslaught and piled on the pressure as the fight went long, securing the win by unanimous decision. But still, this was a short notice throw together that Michel has no excuses for losing. He had a huge size advantage and totally threw it away just by being autistic. Notable wins: Andre Petrosky, Chaos Williams, Mikhail Alexejczyk. Now, Fluffy Hernandez, who does have an endless cardio buff placed on him, super unfair, he put Michel in quicksand and broke him in a battle of attrition last time out. It was a good effort by both guys, but Anthony's MMA game just leads to more wins, plain and simple. One guy is trying to land a finish and woo the crowd, and the other is trying to break your body down and get you to quit. Tristan Connolly, this loss will always be hilarious and a stain on his career, but it is a very enjoyable fight. He lost to Diego Sanchez by DQ, illegal knee. He was given the layup of all layups against a 40-year-old Diego Sanchez, but still found a way to lose, going for an illegal knee. You can't make this shit up. My verdict of Michel Pereira is that he is worth your time as an MMA fan, but it's up to him to control how far he can take his career. He will always be fun to watch against the right type of opponent, but he requires serious changes to fight style and fight IQ if he wishes to have any success in the top 10. But for what he is, he does it very well. A ball of energy, looking to get the crowd on their feet by any means necessary. And that I can respect. Michel Pereira is C tier. He's a middleweight at the end of the day. As always, thank you for watching. Drop your favorite Michel Pereira moment in the comments if you have one. If you don't, go check out some career highlights of this man and then get back to me. I'll link some in the description down below. MMA makes no fucking sense, but I'm out here trying to put it all together. Until next time.